Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, it's been a while since I made any videos, and hopefully you guys are all doing great and enjoying the summer. I'm having a blast with my kids and family and enjoying the summer fully. Okay, so let's talk about a few things that I noticed, and the reason why I didn't make many of the videos or much videos in the last week and a half or so is because there was not much interesting stuff going on in the market. But yet I was reading some articles, I was reading some posts that are signaling few things. And I thought I will sum it up in one article or in one video, and I will give it and I will share it with everyone what I'm seeing in the market and where the future is for us stockholders and us investors. But then I got this article this morning in Bloomberg, which summed it all up in one article. This was perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some charts and I'm going to share some pieces of news about what's happening in the market and what should we expect in the coming days. And then from there, I'll give you a few of the things that I'm doing to take advantage of what's happening in the market, along with how I feel the earnings going to result in the coming days. So hang tight. We are going to talk about the market in general. We are going to talk about Sofi. We are going to talk about Twitter. We are going to talk about Tesla and all of it combined. Okay, so let me share the screen quickly. If I can still remember. Yep. Okay, great. So this article came out, basically talks about is a recession coming? Investors turn to earnings for clues. Now, the article was very general, but of course, in the article, there were a few points that were discussed very brilliantly. And one of the points were this right here, as you can see, I think I can use this. Yeah, soaring high. So S&P 500 profit estimate linger at record high even as stocks fall. So one of the things or one of the clues that economy or analysts and economists get is that, okay, these S&P 500 companies, what kind of profits are they reporting? So if you pay attention, forward EPS, earnings per share, are still record high, even though the S&P has fallen under 4,000. If you see over here, 38, 3,900, S&P has fallen all the way here, but the forward-looking estimate is still very high. This is delusional. This is not the correct way the stock market should go, because you know what's going to happen with this. The stock market is going to go in a limbo, in like a straight line, because we are not going to see very major correction, or we are not going to see very major rally or any major rally if the stock market is low and if the forward-looking EPS is high. That's one thing. The next thing is, look at this, trimming forecast. Earnings downgrades are outnumbering upgrades in the US and Europe. The green that you see is US earning outlook, or what analysts are saying the company is going to produce in the second quarter of 2022. And the light blue that you see is UK. You can see the US right now is at the peak. That means the analysts don't have the confidence that the companies will come out and they are going to be basically doing well in the second half of 2022. Now, if you look at the chart that I shared with you earlier, this is different, because right now the projection or the profit estimates are still higher while the analysts are coming out and they are downgrading. Now, all of this happens, because we are seeing a mixed job market report came strong. That confused the Fed even more, and that's why the stock market went down, thinking that what's going on here? The job market is strong, but the demand is soft. And there are so much inventory that's lying around. There are so many deals that's going to come. And car being repositioned right now, there were about, like I was reading a report in California alone, about 2 million some cars have been repositioned this year. That's a huge number of cars being repoed because people are not able to make their payment. And I draw some numbers on what the spending is and what the credit card spending is. The average credit card balance on consumers is going up. That means they're not paying their credit card on time, which is not a good sign. Second thing, look at this. The R word is being mentioned a lot more in the articles. That means more and more people are getting concerned in the recession. Now, I was talking to someone, I was at a party, and this person is a business person, has run or has created, sold 3 or 4 companies, is multi-billionaire, and he's saying that we are already in recession. We are not basically going into recession. We are already in recession because GDP is slowing down. And we will see by the time when it all comes together, it's going to be too late, and the economists will come and say, well, now we are already in recession. Now let's talk about how 2023, 2024 look, and then the stock market will start to go up. So again, very confusing time. But look at this, looking for clues. So this over here is when Shanghai announced lockdown. And then we saw the S&P basically just, or CSI, this is China index, 300 index came down. And then after that, in April, towards April end, we peaked at the bottom. And then Shanghai lockdown end. And since then, we are seeing this basically going up. But now the earnings season begins. And now it's going to be a true test, because if the company cannot come out and they cannot produce, then it's going to be very hard for basically the economist or the Wall Street people to keep giving stronger guidance for the second half of 2022. Because I'm seeing right now, some of the reports that I have read, people are saying that they still believe that S&P can go to 4,500 by the end of the year. With all this that has happened, they still feel the S&P can go to 4,500, which in my opinion, it's a very hard number to achieve. I'm thinking, and I'll actually save this towards the end of the video, what my indication is, but let's look at different sectors. We see over here, energy sector right here is basically in the second quarter of 2022, this quarter that the earnings is going to come out. Earnings or energy sector is going to break all of the sectors. We already know that gas prices have been super high. The energy sector is going to do really well. Then industry, materials, real estate, IT, healthcare, consumer staple, utilities, and then financials. Financials is going to lose the most. So Sofi, Upstart, we already saw what happened with Upstart. These companies are going to suffer with the earnings that's going to come out. Now, Sofi is an outlier, and Sofi is an outlier because of all the products that they have and also the cross-sell that they do to their members. They're not only aiming at one sector and one industry, but the cross-sell that they do. So this is really interesting article that basically talks about everything that we as investors should look out for. Now, let's come to the meat of things and see what's going to happen, in my opinion, as we go into the second half of 2022. I shared a couple videos ago that we are going to see a rally in stock market that's going to last maybe a week, 2 weeks, could last up to 4 weeks. But then the real recession news is going to surface. People are going to lose their homes, people are going to lose their cars because of the softening of demand that we are seeing around and how people are careful with their money. I'm not talking about consumers, you and me. We've been careful like months ago, we decided, but I'm talking about companies, how the spending of the companies is going to tighten. One of the public companies, actually, the CEO bought a lot of stocks. And they were saying, the report was saying that how that action is not bullish for that company. That action is actually bearish because the company doesn't want to reinvest into into getting ahead or into improving themselves in the operations or management or whatever. So they are basically saving and they are not spending the money anywhere and they're buying back the stock. In a bullish scenario, that's a very good thing. That means the company has so much money that they're so confident that they're buying back their stock along with expanding. But not this time. Because if the company is not expanding, that means they're not hiring, they're not basically spending money back into the business, which is very important for any company to grow, is to invest back into the business. They're preserving the cash. They're saying, no, we're not going to go and do this. So we are going to see this particular effect in the economy that's going to continue, where people are scared of spending money. And then we are going to see that when people are scared of spending money, the profits are going to come down because demand is going to soften. And then the market is going to realize that, you know what, no, the second half is not going to go to 4,500 as we previously expected, because we are already seeing a lot of downgrades. We are already seeing a lot of analysts coming out and basically giving their revised price target. We just saw this week alone, the Sofi from 9 to 7, but yet outperform rating. Yet they will do great, but their price target has been reduced. And price target will continue to come down. Even companies like Amazon has been price target been cut. Google price target has been cut. Tesla price target has been cut. So we are seeing these companies and the price target being cut, and that's going to be a norm because we are seeing the demand soften. I personally don't see the demand soften for product like Tesla products because I still have to wait a year to get the car. But I think that's more of a manufacturing problem. That's not more of a demand problem. But again, we don't know the real numbers until we see how, because see, Q2 was not really a true indication because China was, I'm talking about Tesla by the way, the China was locked down and the factory was closed and there were so many supply chain issues. But Q3, Q4 will be a real test to see if consumer behavior have changed, if consumer thought process have changed about buying cars. I'm still waiting the car that I ordered back in September of 2021, a Model X long range to get delivered till between October and December of 2022. It was supposed to come in January, they moved to April, now they moved to October and December. So I don't know if it's a demand problem or if it's a production problem where they cannot make the car because they can't get the parts even though the demand is strong. And I feel if the demand is strong, that they will figure it out. They will find a way to basically make a product, and Elon Musk will figure it out now, especially when the Twitter deal is kind of a dead. Now let's talk about Twitter. So Elon Musk announced that he's not going to be pursuing the deal of Twitter. Just few hours before this news came out, there was an article that came out that basically said that Twitter or Elon Musk cannot walk away from Twitter that easily. And Twitter said that they're going to pursue a legal action. And I think it's going to happen. Because of the fake bots and all that stuff, nobody can really prove it, right? I mean, yeah, court order can come and Twitter can come back and say, yeah, it's less than 5% or 4% that we reported. Then Elon Musk will be in FX. So the way I'm going to play this particular news on Tesla stock, I have a lot of Tesla shares, as you all know. Monday is going to be a green day for Tesla, in my opinion. Tomorrow is going to be a green day for Tesla because of this news. Now, everybody will think that, okay, Elon Musk won't sell more shares or Tesla stockholders or Elon Musk will focus on Tesla and blah, blah, blah. And then the stock is going to go up 10% maybe on this news. That'll be the time for me to sell some covered calls on my position. Again, my opinion only. And this time I'm going to do December of 2023 so I can get some thick premium, some heavy premium on basically selling the covered calls. And if happens so that the Tesla stock reaches to that level, either I'm going to roll my covered calls into a few months out, or I will have them, depending on the market situation, I will have them because I'm going to sell like 1200 for December of this year, 2022 covered call. And if they come and take, I'm not going to sell on all my holding, just some of them. If they come and take it, I'm going to buy it back after a year because I have to cover some losses that I basically incurred by selling those. So those gains are going to equal those losses. So that's again my plan, my financial situation, not an advice. So I'm just telling you what I will be doing on this news because this is a big news for Tesla stockholders and we can see the Tesla stock go up. Okay, so now quickly, let's wrap it up with the Sofi. So Sofi stock, in my opinion, again, is going to outperform other banking industry or other banking stocks, especially if recession comes. I think because of their diversified product that they have, they're going to do phenomenally well in weathering this recession as we get into in the next second half of 2022. Now, stock price might not reflect that because again, these days, nothing really reflects the stock price. I mean, what we see in the market is basically just fear and greed or whatever you want to call it on either side. So I feel like we are not going to see anything really major happen with the stock for a very long time, for at least 14 to 18 months. And for those like myself who has sold puts $15 December 2023, I'll be worried about them because we don't know where the stock is going to be by December 2023 or where we are going to be as an economy by December 2023 because recession this year is not a possibility, but recession in 2023 is a big possibility by many of the reports that I'm seeing. I hope not. I hope we get out of this clear and I hope that we make good gains in the stock market because that's what we aim for. So that's all I have it for today. I wanted to pack as much as I can in a short video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about Tesla, Sofi, the stock market, and where do you see, are we going to hit recession or what is the S&P price target? Thank you so much. Hit a like if you like the video, and until next time, you all have a sparkling day.